Today once more I'm back with Principles of Inheritance and Variation, wherein in lecture number 11 I will discuss genetic disorders, which again is categorized into two: Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. Today my focus mainly will be on Mendelian disorders. So let us start. Now, genetic disorders. What is genetic disorder? Genetic disorder is a disorder, or also we can refer to it as a disease, which exists or which is present in humans, and it is related to the genes, to the chromosomes. Due to defective gene or defective chromosomes, when any symptoms appear in an individual, that can be categorized as genetic disorders. Now the disorders, it can be categorized into two: Mendelian disorder, which is mainly the defective genes, which is mainly if the genes are defective, and it runs down in the families from one generation to the next generation. The defective gene can be carried through the gametes and may be expressed in the coming generations, or sometimes though present in the individual, it may not be seen if it is in the recessive form. About all those we will be learning. Now a few examples of Mendelian disorder: sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, color blindness, thalassemia. Many more are there, but we will focus mainly on these types. The second type of genetic disorder is chromosomal disorder. In chromosomal disorder, there is no defect in the gene as such, but the individual is seen to be having some sort of abnormality or some sort of syndrome or symptoms which is not in line with the normal. It happens due to, or it occurs due to, the abnormal chromosome number. Humans, we have 46 chromosome number. If the chromosome number does not turn out to be 46, but it is less by 1, say 45, or it is more by 1, say 47, then the person will be showing certain syndromes or certain symptoms. That will be referred to as chromosomal disorders. The few types are Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, and Turner's syndrome, about which we will be learning in our class. Now first, under Mendelian disorders, we will learn about hemophilia. Now hemophilia is a disorder which is also sometimes referred to as the royal disease. It is a disorder in which the defective individual fails, or in the body of the defective individual, clotting of blood does not take place. Coagulation of blood does not take place due to some defective clotting factors. It is a sex-linked recessive disorder. That means the defective gene is present in one of the sex chromosomes in humans. Hence it is called a sex-linked. And furthermore, recessive disorder. Recessive disorder it is, that means the defective gene is a recessive, is in the recessive form. If it occurs in the homozygous condition, then only its expression can be seen. Otherwise, in an heterozygous condition, that means in presence of the dominant allele along with it, the defect will not be seen, though the gene is present. So here, as I mentioned, it is defect in blood coagulation. Now, the symptoms or the disease, it appears due to a defective gene, which we will name it as H. It's present in the X chromosome. Out of the two sex chromosomes, X and Y, the gene H, okay, the gene H which is the recessive form of it, if present on the X chromosome, then we will say the X chromosome is carrying the defective gene likely to cause hemophilia. But here again, as it is a recessive disorder, so as we know that females, they have two X chromosomes. So if one of the X chromosome in female is carrying the dominant form, whereas the other X chromosome is carrying the recessive form of the gene, then that particular female is in a heterozygous condition. As it is a recessive, the gene is recessive, so the female will not show the symptoms of the disease, though gene is located in her body. But the males, in case of males, what happens? Males have one X chromosome and then one Y chromosome. So if in case the X chromosome present in the male is carrying the recessive gene, then that particular male will be affected. Why will they be affected? Because they do not have a second X chromosome in the body with the dominant allele. What do they have? The other homologous chromosome, sex chromosome, is Y in their body. So that Y will never have that particular gene. So the males, what happens in males? Males has only one allele. Okay, they will not have a pair of alleles for it. They have only one allele. If the defective allele is present, gene is present at the X chromosome, they are affected. If the X chromosome is carrying the normal one, then they will not be affected. So in males, as you can see here, in males a single gene for the defect gets expressed because the Y chromosome is devoid of any corresponding allele. The Y chromosome will not have the corresponding allele for H gene. Females, can they be hemophilic? Yes, they may be hemophilic if in case by chance both her X chromosomes carry the defective gene. So this is a homozygous recessive form. So in such cases the female is likely to be affected, but this combination is lethal, and such females, they never are born. They die in the fetal stage itself. Now, a female with only one allele for hemophilia. If a female is carrying only one allele for hemophilia, like this condition, then she will never show the symptoms of the disease hemophilia. She will be quite normal, but her body is carrying this defective allele. Okay, it will be, so she will be carrying it, and so she will be referred to as carriers. She will appear normal because of the allele for normal blood clotting present on the other X chromosome, which is dominant. She will be carrier. That means she will be passing it on to the next generation. She will be passing it on to the next generation, though she herself is not at all showing any symptoms. Unaware of herself, she will be transferring it to the next generation. Now let us see some combinations. If the carrier woman, okay, if the carrier woman is XXH, now the normal man, okay, the word has come down here. Okay, it should have been normal man. The person is, the father is normal. The mother is a carrier. Then what is the mother? What are the mother's gametes? XXH. These are the mother's gametes carrying the sex chromosomes, okay, in the form of X and XH. The father's gametes will carry the sex chromosomes X and Y. Then what will be the F1 generation? In the F1 generation, these are the males, okay, these are the female gametes. So they are likely to form, that means 50% chances of forming are of females being born to them, and 50% chances are of males forming, male child being born to them, as we have already learned in the topic under sex determination. Again, under that, what can happen if suppose the normal X from the father combines with the defective allele carrying X chromosome of the female, egg of the female, then it may form a combination of female child where the child will again become a carrier. She will again have the carrier gene in her body. If suppose the normal eggs from the normal man, okay, and a normal egg from the female mother unites, then quite a normal child or female baby will be born who will neither be carrier nor symptomatic. Now coming to the males, if the Y chromosome unites with a normal egg, then a normal male child will be developed. But if the Y chromosome unites with the egg carrying the defective allele, then a combination we will see here, XHY. This is a combination which will be affected. The particular male child will be affected. Why? As already mentioned here, because the Y chromosome is devoid of any corresponding allele for this H gene. So this male child will be the affected individual. He will be hemophilic. So under this condition, we are likely to get one normal girl, one normal boy, one carrier girl, and one hemophilic boy. Now let us see some more cases. So, say a second case where a normal female marries a hemophilic male. Mother is quite normal, but father is hemophilic. What will happen under such condition? Under this condition, what can happen? The defective allele is present in the sperm, X carrying sperm from the male. It is present here. Y is quite normal, obviously, as it is normal female. All the eggs are normal. What will happen under this condition? The females that will be formed, they will become carriers. But the males, they will be quite normal. So it implies that a hemophilic male will never pass the disease to his sons. But he can develop or he can form daughters who will become carriers. So here, no hemophilic case, but 50% chance of carrier girls. Then case 3, where a carrier woman marries a hemophilic male. Extreme case, okay? So here the carrier woman, so the woman is with a defective gene in the X chromosome. The hemophilic male is with a defective H chromosome in his body also. So what does he develop? What do they develop? Their combinations. So here the sperm is carrying the defective gene. Even an egg is carrying the defective gene. So under this circumstance, what can happen? Only one normal child is likely to develop, who will be the male. But the other cases, what will happen? A carrier girl, hemophilic girl, and a hemophilic son. But this hemophilic son, how is he appearing or how is he forming? It is because his mother, he is getting the defective gene H from his mother. Here, the egg is carrying the defective allele, but not from the father. Please mind it, okay? Fathers can never transmit it to their son, because fathers do not give X chromosome to their sons. They give only Y chromosome to their sons. Sons will have X and Y chromosome. X will always come from the mother and only Y will come from the father. So hemophilic males can never pass the disease to their sons. So here you get 25% chance of a hemophilic boy, 25% of hemophilic girl, 25% normal boy, 25% chance of a carrier girl. So questions might be asked in this manner: what proportion of hemophilic boy, what proportion of hemophilic girl? So if we learn these crosses, our answering becomes easy. Okay, furthermore, the same thing, okay, when the father has hemophilia and the mother is unaffected. So the black ones are representing hemophilia, mother is unaffected. So what will happen? They may develop, the red ones are the carriers. So the father will make all his daughters carriers. Okay, so all the daughters born to such a couple will always be carriers. But the sons will be quite normal. No one will be affected. No child will develop who will be hemophilic, but they will develop only carrier girls. When the mother carries hemophilia and father is unaffected, under this circumstance, what can happen? We have all the possibilities. Normal daughter, normal son, carrier girl, or affected son. So, 50% chance, okay, at each birth that a son will have hemophilia. That means out of the sons, 50% daughter chances. So out of the sons, if suppose in the first birth, likely for a son. So 50% chance that a son will be hemophilic or normal. If daughters, then 50% chance that a carrier girl or normal girl. So this is about hemophilia. Similar is the case for color blindness. Everything remains the same. The pattern of inheritance and everything remains the same in case of color blindness. But when we are showing color blindness, then we represent XC as we represented here XH, but there we will show it as XC. But otherwise the pattern of inheritance and everything remains the same.